What's going on, guys? It's your boy John the Liquidator coming back with another video. So it looked like Caitlin Clark has made history in the game. Got a little chippy. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way up to Indy. Let's get it. Let's go. Clark put on a show in that fourth quarter, rallying her team back into what looked to be a disaster basketball game. Caitlin Clark has proven game after game that she is the one, bruh. If you're talking about overall clutch player right now in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark is by far the most clutchest one out of all of them. And as for that fourth quarter, the Indiana Fever had a 29-13 run, which speaks how big the entire climb was to get them back into this ball game. And they tried, dog. They really did. But the first half mishaps came back to bite them at the end. They fell to 9-14. Clark had 29 points, 13 assists, and 5 steals with 3 blocks. This is the first stat line of any player in the WNBA or NBA to record. And Caitlin Clark is the fastest guard in WNBA history to record 20 blocks. Can you believe that? A guard had 20 blocks. Going back to the conflict of the game, man, it started off pretty rocky for the Indiana Fever. They have been getting killed on back cuts and back doors, deep lobs, you name it. They was getting killed throughout the entire game. But something sparked life back into that team in the fourth quarter, and that was Caitlin Clark. But unfortunately, they just simply ran out of time. Now, we know every time Caitlin Clark step on a basketball court, it's always some drama. It's always some intensity. Well, this time, got a little chippy in this game. It's being reported that WNBA fans shares honest reaction to Caitlin Clark shoving with Washington Mystic guard. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever were battling against the Washington Mystics, looking to stare another win streak after taking down the New York Liberty 83-78 last week. The Fever trapped themselves in a deep hole early in the game, and emotions started to flare out in the 89-84 loss to Washington. Caitlin Clark was involved in a physical dispute with Mystic guard Julie Vanloo. The 31-year-old guard was face guarding Caitlin Clark, and the first-year star showed her frustration by shoving her in the face. Let's check out the footage right now.
Little push right there. Being face guarded, something that Clark is used to. Katie
beneath between Boston and Dolson, a little chippy here.
As you guys can see from that footage there, Caitlin Clark wasn't playing no games, bro. We know Caitlin Clark has been involved in a lot of physical incidents this WNBA season. And I can tell you right now, judging by her body language, she is tired of it, bro. Caitlin Clark is fighting back. And for people saying she ain't got a dog in her, look at this footage, man. She proving she got a pit bull Rottweiler in her, bro. She tired of people getting all up in her face, dog. Moving on to another story, Caitlin Clark spoke with the media today, and she answered a lot of questions, but more importantly, she spoke about Christy's size and how she's changing the direction of this team, and she spoke about Diana Taurasi. Let's roll the footage right now.
Who are introducing themselves to the sport.
Yeah, honestly, as long as I can remember, I loved being around the game of basketball. I remember I had an older brother, so I always wanted to do what he did, and he played basketball, so I would always ask my dad if I could go to his basketball practices. I grew up in Des Moines, so Drake University is the school there. So those are the games that I always went to growing up. I remember going on their kids' games. I would go to them. But yeah, as long as I can remember, honestly, I just loved being around the game.
Caitlin, I wonder with Christy, early in the season, she took so much grief every time you guys lost. Now the train is back on the tracks. What are some of the things that she has done to help get things turned around here in Indiana?
Yeah, I think the thing that she really prides herself in is our culture. She's great at building a team that, every single person is valued. We're going to support one another through everything. And she's been able to stay positive. Obviously, it was a tough start to the year, going 1-8. For everybody, not just her. That can be deflating for the whole organization, especially with the schedule that we were playing at the time. But I think everybody just continued to believe. We got better. She pushed us to get better every single day. She brought the same energy to practice every single day when maybe that could be hard at times. But I think she always had confidence in us, and we always had confidence in her. And now we're starting to get things rolling a little bit better, but I think it's just continuing to get better every single game. You can't beat the Liberty and then come out here and take a step backwards. Like, this is a very important game for us to continue to build on.
Kyle.
Christy talked about like how you guys have turned it around. A big part of it has to do with chemistry. I know yesterday you talked about kind of how your friendship with a lot of people on the team has grown. How do you feel like you have grown into being a member of the team and kind of a larger family aspect, if you will?
Yeah, I think it just like takes time to get to know people. Like, that's just how it is, whether you're starting a new job, whether, it's me here joining this organization. Like, that's just what it's going to take. It's just going to take time to build those relationships. And that's usually one of the most important things about being on a team is having relationships with your teammates and knowing that you can trust them and knowing that you're always going to have their back no matter what. And everything, comes from a positive place, especially when you're in the heat of battle. I think that's really important. So I think just time of, getting to know one another is better has been the most important thing for us.
And then obviously, I don't know if you saw it, but there's been some clips going around of like DT kind of giving you your flowers and other veterans around the league doing that. Have you had conversations with those veterans around the league, or just hearing that, even if you haven't had conversations, what does that mean for you?
Yeah, I think, every time I go step on the court, like, they've always been very positive. And, like, before the game, you shake hands or they give me a hug and welcome me to the league. And I think they've just been very positive and supportive in that way. And, that's awesome as a rookie to be able to have that.
Goes Zion, then
That was Caitlin Clark speaking to the media before this game. Guys, get down in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts about this. I will be back with a huge update. And until next time, man, shake the haters off. I'm out of here. Peace out.